Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the 5 elements of effective thinking, a transformative guide that explores the essential principles for unlocking the full potential of your mind. Through the metaphor of the natural elements, earth, fire, air, and water, the book outlines a series of practical strategies to enhance the quality of your thoughts. By adding the 5th element, change, authors Edward B. Berger and Michael Starbird illustrate how adopting a positive mindset can catalyze lasting personal and professional growth. Berger, an esteemed educational and business consultant, is currently the president of Southwestern University in Texas. His impressive career in academia has garnered numerous accolades, including the top teaching award in the English-speaking community. Starbird, also a prominent figure in education, holds the title of Distinguished Teaching Professor at the University of Texas at Austin. In addition to his consulting work, he's a renowned lecturer and author, recognized by the highest American teaching award in his field. The 5 elements of effective thinking is tailored for anyone eager to sharpen their cognitive abilities, master a field of knowledge or skill, or implement significant life changes. Whether you are a student, professional, or lifelong learner, this book offers invaluable insights into cultivating a more effective and insightful mind. Join us to explore how the elemental strategies in this book can lead you to new heights of success and personal fulfillment. The 5 elements of effective thinking. 5 ways to make better decisions. Introduction. Unlock the power of effective thinking. A guide to bolder ideas and fearless learning. Picture yourself at the edge of a great expanse of knowledge. On one side, the safe, familiar landscape of what you know, and on the other, the uncharted territories that lie beyond your comfort zone. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your potential, to becoming a masterful thinker, lies in the daring leap into that unknown? Let's embark on an intellectual adventure that promises to transform the way you approach problems, ask questions, and embrace the lessons of failure. Are you ready to become the trailblazer of your own mind? Here is your map and compass to a more profound understanding and innovative mindset. First up, let's tackle the fear that often shackles our potential, the dread of failure. Imagine flipping the script where every stumble and fall isn't a setback, but a step forward. A unique opportunity to learn, adapt, and thrive. By accepting failure as an integral part of the learning process, you can free yourself from the chains of hesitation, creating room for growth and discovery. Now, let's turn the flame of your curiosity up a notch. As children, we incessantly asked why and how, yet somewhere along the way to adulthood, we often lose that sense of wonder. It's time to rekindle that spark of inquisitiveness. Train your mind to delve deeper, to ask not just any questions, but the questions you think you already have answers to. Challenge your assumptions and watch as the world around you opens up, revealing layers and connections you hadn't noticed before. But our journey doesn't end with just asking better questions. There's a whole world of solutions waiting to be discovered outside the proverbial box. It's comfortable and convenient to walk the well-trodden paths of conventional thinking, but the truly great ideas, the ones that shift paradigms and redefine what's possible, often come from those willing to step off the beaten track. Learn to approach problems from new angles, to value the unconventional, and to craft solutions as creative as they are effective. As you integrate these lessons into your life, remember this narrative as your guide through the metaphorical wilderness of thought. It's not about the destination, but the journey, a never-ending expedition towards bolder ideas, fearless learning, and an enduring quest for knowledge. Welcome to the frontier of effective thinking. It's time to begin. Part 1. Mastering the Fundamentals. The bedrock of knowledge and skill. Imagine trying to build a towering skyscraper without laying a proper foundation. The result would be unstable and prone to collapse. The same principle applies to mastering any skill or subject. Contrary to the common drive to push ourselves into complex, specialized knowledge straight away, the secret to true mastery lies in the deep understanding and continual perfecting of the basics. In the same way that the earth provides firm ground to stand upon, the fundamentals form the cornerstone of expertise. The challenge comes not from the complexity of advanced ideas, but from honing simple foundational skills until they become second nature. Consider the approach often taken by eager learners or those facing a daunting exam. They cram as much information as possible, attempting to conquer difficult theories and facts in one go. This frantic leap into the deep end can dilute their understanding of the key principles that underpin the subject at hand. To illustrate, let's delve into the world of music and recount the story of Tony Plogg, an acclaimed virtuoso trumpet player. In a masterclass filled with other adept soloists, he asked them to play their most complicated and virtuoso pieces. Unsurprisingly, their performances were exceptional. But instead of lavishing them with intricate tips for improvement, Plogg requested something unexpected. He asked them to play a simple beginner's exercise. While their renditions were competent, they lacked a certain something. When Plogg took up his instrument to demonstrate, he transformed this basic exercise into a breathtaking performance. The difference was clear. Plogg's relentless dedication to mastering the fundamentals set him apart, providing a strong foundation to build upon and enhancing his overall performance. When facing complex tasks, it's tempting to dive headfirst into the deep end. But the wise approach is to dissect the task into its fundamental parts, tackling and mastering each basic element one at a time, ensuring a more stable and solid progression towards success. Take inspiration from the monumental achievement of NASA, landing a man on the moon during the 1960s. They didn't accomplish this feat by hastily sending astronauts into the cosmos. Instead, they began with the basics by first sending an unmanned rocket to the lunar surface. Only after nailing this foundational step did they proceed and triumph in the Herculean task of a manned moon landing. Embracing this philosophy in your own quest for knowledge and skill, remember to ground yourself in the earth of your endeavor, the basic principles. Adhering to these roots will not only strengthen your understanding, but will also enable you to reach unimaginable heights in your pursuit of expertise. Part 2. Seeing the core. Unveiling the true nature of problems. Envision yourself as an explorer, seeking the truth amidst a landscape cluttered with misconceptions and half-truths. At the heart of every complex problem lies an essence, a nucleus of reality that remains unchanged despite the noise that surrounds it. To discover this core is like finding bedrock in an expanse of shifting sands, and just like the earth beneath our feet, it represents the fundamental truth from which everything else unfolds. Let us embark on a quest for essence, one that requires us to strip away the facade of assumptions and look with fresh eyes at the tangible evidence before us. Our history is riddled with examples where the obvious led astray, such as the ancient belief that flight could only be achieved through the mimicking of birds, with their fluttering wings being the elemental key to soaring the skies. But as we have learned from modern aviation, this belief obscured the true essence of flight, which lies in the shape of the wing and the physics of lift. It is a reminder that to find the essence of a problem, we must restrain our predispositions and brush aside the layers of preconceived notions. Often, it is not about adding more to see, but rather removing the excess to reveal the essence beneath. We should endeavor to observe without bias, questioning long-held beliefs that could be steering us away from the actual solution. Take, for instance, the weighty misconceptions of Aristotle. His affirmation that heavy objects fall faster than light ones was accepted for centuries until curiosity and a willingness to question the status quo led to the revelation of the truth. All objects accelerate due to gravity at the same rate, regardless of their weight. Our exploration does not end with what is before our eyes, however. There is great wisdom in noticing the absence, the elements that are not present. By recognizing what's missing, we can better understand the complete picture of what we're studying. It's akin to viewing black and white photographs. Before color photography, no one considered them lacking, but identifying them as black and white reveals their contrast with the fuller spectrum of color photos. By looking openly at what we can see and becoming keenly aware of what we do not, we gain a clearer perspective on the essence of a problem. This conscious unveiling is the key to understanding and innovation, empowering us to build knowledge on a foundation as stable and clear as the earth itself. Let us continue to peel away the layers until the truth, in its most essential form, lies before us. Part 3. Embrace the heat. Learning from your mistakes to ignite progress. Picture yourself in a forge where every failure is not a setback, but a spark that can kindle the flames of success. The greatest thinkers, inventors, and creators didn't reach their lofty heights by avoiding mistakes or steering clear of failures. Rather, they embraced each misstep as an opportunity for growth, recognizing each error as a stepping stone towards greater achievements. This concept is symbolized by fire, a force that can both consume and catalyze transformation. Remember this: your greatest triumphs often have their foundations in the lessons learned from the ashes of your past mistakes. It's natural to shy away from failure, much like instinctively pulling away from the scorch of fire. But just as fire is an essential element that forges metals, engenders warmth, and sparks energy, failure too has an essential role in our development. We must welcome it as part of the process of learning. When encountering a mistake, take a breath and reflect. What missteps were made, and why did they lead you astray? As you dissect each error, you gain better clarity and understanding, molding a mindset sharpened to face future challenges with eloquence and precision. Thomas Edison, a man whose name is synonymous with inventive genius, knew the intimate dance with failure well. His pursuit of invention was marked by a relentless cycle of trial and error. To Edison, the laborious process, the 99% perspiration, was key to uncovering the 1% inspiration that led to breakthroughs. The light bulb, a crowning achievement of his career, was not a sudden stroke of genius, but an epitome of patience and persistence. Edison famously reframed his experiences with failed prototypes, insisting that he didn't fail but merely discovered thousands of methods that proved ineffective. He taught us to see failure not as the end, but a redirection towards success. This principle of learning from mistakes doesn't just apply to grand inventions, but everyday innovations too. Consider the tale of a 3M scientist striving to create a strong adhesive, only to conjure up a weak, seemingly useless one. This so-called failure lay dormant until another scientist recognized an opportunity to use this mild adhesive to invent a bookmark that wouldn't damage book pages or fall out easily. Thus, the Post-it note was born, a symbol of ingenuity born from the embers of a past error. As we navigate our journeys, let's hold fast to the essence of fire, allowing our missteps to be the fuel for progress. Before you dismiss an idea as a failure, consider whether its true potential simply awaits a different context or application. Light the match, fan the flames, and let the warmth of learned lessons lead you forward. Part 4. Intentional Failure, a Catalyst for Innovation. Within the crucible of creation, there exists a profound truth, a paradox that teaches us not only to tolerate failure, but to intentionally seek it. The pervasive fear of failing often cripples potential and prevents people from venturing into the unknown. To break free from this shackle and to truly innovate, one must reframe failure not as a nemesis but as a trusted mentor, guiding us through the iterative process of discovery. Much like the transformative power of fire, we must learn to find comfort in discomfort. Adopting a mindset that not only accepts but anticipates failure as a natural progression towards success can feel counterintuitive. But there are practical steps you can implement to cultivate this perspective. Firstly, let's adjust our attitude towards the attempts we make. Adopt a rule where you expect to fail at least 9 times before you get something right. Whether working on a technical gadget, a business strategy, or an artistic piece, avoid the illusion that perfection will emerge on your first try. By giving yourself the permission to fail, you liberate your mind to experiment without the paralyzing fear of making mistakes. With each falter, you're not falling backward, but inching closer to the pinnacle of success. Secondly, approach problem solving from a place of curiosity, not accuracy. Write down your thoughts freely, without immediately sifting them for correctness. Allow your ideas to roam without borders. Clarity and creativity often flourish in the freedom of unjudged thought. Later, when the ideas have settled like particles in a shaken snow globe, you can discern the ones of value from those less so. Lastly, embrace problem exaggeration. By intentionally pushing ideas to their extreme, inviting errors to emerge, you can reveal and attend to underlying issues. It's a practice mirrored in industry stress tests, where products are driven to their limits to discover their vulnerabilities and strengths. Similarly, companies have been known to recruit expert hackers to deliberately probe their computer systems, unearthing security weaknesses before they can be exploited. In the end, cultivate a relationship with failure as if it were fire, respectful of its potential to burn, yet appreciative of its ability to refine and illuminate. Recognize that each attempt, each failure, is not a verdict, but simply part of the intricate dance that leads us closer to success. When facing a daunting challenge, don't let fear render you immobile. Instead, dare to fail, and from the ashes, rise to try once more. Part 5. Question like a child, the path to a clearer understanding. If you've ever been in the company of children, you're familiar with the relentless cascade of why, a simple yet profound inquiry that we often lose touch with as we grow older. Our adult lives are filled with routine and responsibilities, and over time our innate curiosity becomes muffled by day-to-day distractions. But to cultivate an effective mind, we must revive the habit of constant questioning, navigating through life with the inquisitive spirit of a child. Consider the element air. It's everywhere, vital and refreshing, much like the questions that should infuse our pursuit of knowledge. To foster an active questioning mind, position yourself as both a student and a teacher. When you've become well versed in a particular subject or solution, envision how you'd impart this knowledge onto another. Imagine you're preparing a lecture, clear, engaging, shedding light on every important facet of the topic. As you organize your thoughts for the audience, you might stumble upon previously unconsidered inquiries or uncover holes in your own comprehension. Further enrich this exercise by crafting an exam based on your imagined lecture. Reflect on which questions you'd ask and whether your teachings provide ample substance to answer them correctly. Through this synthetic teaching experience, you'll deepen your mastery and enhance your ability to see the subject from multiple angles. Another leap you can take towards a more inquisitive mind lies in adopting a persistent and critical stance towards the world around you. Rather than attempting to hoard facts en masse, pose questions. Regularly challenge the status quo by asking, what if, and seek truth beyond the obvious surface. The effectiveness of this approach is well illustrated by the practices of the book's authors during their lectures. They would select a student to act as the questioner, responsible for posing at least 2 questions during the lecture. Over time, it became clear that these students often developed a stronger and more enduring understanding of the material than their peers. Their commitment to inquiry trumped passive reception of information. So let us breathe in deeply and let the air of inquiry detoxify our complacency. Be as tireless and curious as a child, always in pursuit of the why behind every detail. In doing so, we clear the fog of superficial knowledge, inviting in a deep and enduring understanding that only a relentless pursuit of questions can bring. Part 6. Asking the right questions. The art of insightful inquiry. Imagine 2 men, heartbeats racing, as they dash through a forest, with the thunderous growls of a bear echoing behind them. One ponders whether they can outrun the bear, a question of survival. But the other, thinking more strategically, poses a different question. Can I outrun you? This tale illustrates the power of asking the right question, a skill that can mean the difference between success and being metaphorically eaten alive. The art of inquiry is not in questioning for the sake of questioning, but in crafting questions that shift your thinking towards actionable insights and solutions. Think of questions as gusts of air, clearing away the smog of confusion and providing the oxygen for ideas to breathe and flourish. Ineffective questions are often too broad or lack specificity, leaving you floundering in a sea of uncertainty. Asking, "How can I get better grades?" is too nebulous and offers no clear direction. Effective questions bring clarity and pinpoint focus, like the crispness of a fresh breeze. How can I manage my time better? Or how can I gain a deeper understanding of this topic? These are questions that cut to the core issue and pave the way for practical strategies and improvement. Sometimes, the key to unlocking the right answers lies in examining the questions themselves. When you find yourself stuck in a problem, quite literally, for example, in a traffic jam, it's easy to fall into a trap of proposing superficial fixes, like adding more lanes to the road. Instead, one should ask, given this situation, how can I make the most effective use of my time? This reframing accepts the reality and transforms an inconvenient situation into an opportunity. Lastly, questions that probe our very intentions and purposes are essential. Before embarking on a new endeavor or project, pause and ask yourself, what are my reasons for undertaking this task, and what do I aim to achieve? This philosophical inquiry grounds your actions in purpose and helps align your efforts with your long-term objectives. Remember, to find the right solutions, we must first breathe life into the right questions. Allow each query to guide you like a gentle zephyr, leading you to clearer thoughts, better solutions, and ultimately, the answers that you seek. Part 7. Tracing the Streams of Thought. How Ideas Evolve Over Time. Consider a world where ideas are as boundless and fluid as the oceans and rivers of the earth. The whimsical imagery of a light bulb snapping on in a moment of revelation has enchanted us for generations, symbolizing the birth of a new idea. However, that depiction belies the intricate tapestry of thought from which real innovation arises. Like water flowing from its source to the farthest reaches of its journey, ideas ebb and flow, accumulating substance and form as they progress through time. The story of calculus, a monumental discovery in mathematics, embodies this concept perfectly. In the 17th century, Isaac Newton and Gottfried von Leibniz independently laid the foundations of calculus, setting in motion a ripple effect that would eventually impact numerous fields of study. But even these brilliant minds did not create calculus from a vacuum. They drew upon the works of those who came before them, piecing together established theories and findings, much like a river gathers waters from its tributaries. Newton himself acknowledged his scholarly debt, crediting his ability to achieve greatness to the geniuses who preceded him. His "standing on the shoulders of giants" is not just a poetic reflection, but a fundamental insight into the cultivation of ideas. What Newton and Leibniz achieved was an essential transformative step, but it was not the end of the journey for calculus. Over the centuries, countless mathematicians have added their insights to the original 6 pages of Leibniz's theory, amassing a body of work that now encompasses over 1,000 pages of wisdom and application. What can we, as thinkers and creators, extract from this narrative? To cultivate our own ideas, we must immerse ourselves in the past, navigating the depths of history to see how great minds developed their own contributions. Investigate the thinking processes, the inspirations, and the goals that drove past innovators. Understand that those eureka moments are not sudden, isolated sparks, but emerge from a prolonged engagement with existing knowledge. In embracing this approach, prepare to release your imagination to the currents of intellectual history, Let your thoughts cascade, let them gather momentum and find strength from the ideas that have flown before them. As you wade through the waters of creativity, recognize that every great idea you seek to develop is part of an ongoing, dynamic journey. Let the streams of wisdom from yesteryear guide you to the ocean of possibilities that await. Part 8. An unending journey. Every solution sparks the path forward. Reflect on the wisdom of R.H. Bing, who likened the moment of solving a problem not to a grand finale, but the first rays of dawn heralding a new day full of potential. Embrace this philosophy that every resolved issue, every innovative breakthrough, is but a stepping stone on the path of continuous discovery. In essence, innovation is an ever-flowing river, not a stagnant pond. It's about sustained momentum, not a standstill. Consider the genesis of one idea from which a cascade of subsequent thoughts and innovations can spring forth. The light bulb, a beacon of human ingenuity, was not the end game of artificial illumination, but a forerunner to countless advancements. From glowing filaments sprang heaters, the spectacle of television, and the complexity of computers, each a marvel in its own right. This is the essence of water in the context of ideas and solutions. Like a river, our creative processes should run unimpeded, meandering and carving out new landscapes of thought. When an inventive mind sees a solution, it should not view it as an end point, but as the origin of a new expedition. Picture each solution as a river delta, branching into myriad streams of possibility, each with the promise of new ventures and vistas. In a world where one notion begets another, the critical question isn't whether a given solution will generate future ideas. That much is a given. The art lies in discerning the shape and direction these new ideas will take. Constantly pose to yourself, what's next? Allow every answer to fuel the next question, every solution to illuminate the next riddle. Never confine yourself to the shores of contentment with a problem solved. Instead, set sail downstream, driven by the current of your curiosity and the winds of what could be. Each idea is the mouth of a river, and beyond it lies an endless sea of opportunity. Dive in, swim with the current, and let the perpetual motion of innovation carry you forward. Part 9. Embrace transformation, the essential step to effective thinking. It's often said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. If you find yourself walking in circles, hoping for change but not altering your course, it's time for a radical shift in your approach to life. You've now encountered the 4 elements of effective thinking: earth, fire, air, and water, each offering valuable strategies for cultivating a more insightful and innovative mindset. But mere awareness of these strategies isn't enough. To truly reap their benefits, you must embrace the possibility of change within yourself. The willingness to change is the bedrock upon which you can build a transformed life. It's understandable to feel apprehensive about change. It often carries the weight of uncertainty and the risk of failure. Yet, it's precisely by venturing into unknown territories, by making those purposeful missteps, that you open the door to groundbreaking ideas and personal growth. Don't let the fear of risks deter you. Take the leap. Commit to the process not as a one-time feat, but as an ongoing journey of evolution and refinement. There is no final form, no ultimate version of you, only the continuous pursuit of betterment. Picture the challenge as the renovation of a vast, bustling city. No metropolis was ever transformed overnight. Each neighborhood, each street, each building is improved one at a time. And just when you might think the work is complete, the cycle begins anew, each iteration leaving the city more vibrant and its foundations firmer. Allow the 5 elements to guide your transformative journey. Let earth ground your thoughts in solid principles. Fire ignite your resolve and willingness to learn from failure. Air, blow away the fog of doubt and bring clarity to your questions. and water flow your ideas from one to the next, weaving an ever-expanding tapestry of innovation, and embracing change, the ever-present fifth element, will propel you forward, making the seemingly impossible within reach. The tools for change are within your grasp. The question is, will you step up and wield them? Will you let the elements shape you into a thinker capable of reshaping not just your world, but the world beyond? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Embrace change and begin the journey to a more effective and fulfilled existence. Final summary. In essence, the transformative ideas in this book invite you to a simple yet profound realization that the extraordinary lies within the reach of the ordinary when we dare to think differently. The principles of effective thinking, distilled into elemental metaphors, serve as guideposts to a richer, more innovative mindset. By embracing the strategies inspired by earth, fire, air, and water, you gain more than just practical techniques. You enter a realm of thought that elevates your potential and unlocks new horizons. Remember, at the heart of groundbreaking achievements and remarkable lives are individuals not unlike you, who have mastered the art of adapting, questioning, and learning from their surroundings. By following the pathways of effective thinking laid out in this book, that extraordinary person who delights in thinking differently can indeed be you. It's a journey from the mundane to the exceptional, powered by curiosity and the courage to break free from conventional patterns. So take these keys of effective thinking, apply them to your life's lock, and open the door to a world where ordinary is transformed into extraordinary. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.